Let's roll. Okay, well, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. I promise we're going to go through some really good stuff. This is something I've taught quite a few times, and generally, I get two reactions. One is, wow, that was all brand new information. I really needed that today. Or two, wow, that was not necessarily new information, but it was kind of a duh moment, and I needed to hear it again. All right, so we'll see what camp you fall into. First, I just want to not brown nose, but I truly want to say thank you to now what I can call my partners. Oh, hang on, we're letting somebody else in. Rick and Tim, Rock House Real Estate, just had an opportunity over the last month or so to partner with them with my business called The Locker Room. And I work with a lot of leaders, work with over 45,000 real estate agents by now, literally 500 plus broker owners. And these dudes are not only smart, they're funny, and I get to see behind the scenes that not a lot of people maybe get to see, which is their heart. Um, and I just have to say that they really care, like truly, legitimately care about the success, well-being of agents, whether you're with Rock House, not with Rock House, the ultimate abundant-minded dudes. And for that, I'm so appreciative. So I don't say that because they pay me to say it. I say it because I'm speaking from the heart, and uh, I get glimpses of some of these conversations behind the scenes, and it's pretty awesome. So thank you both for this opportunity today, and thank you all again for being here. Now that I've kissed their behinds enough, I'm just kidding. We're gonna get rolling. So let me get into present mode. Can I get a thumbs up if you can see my screen? I don't. There we go. Thumbs up. Yep. Okay. So this is me. Yay, the awkward part. There you go. Little backstory. Like I said, founder CEO of The Locker Room. We're a real estate coaching and training company. I'm getting ready to launch the coach's brokerage. That's the whole thing. But you can just look through that. But if you question what is the locker room, why, it's because of the very last bullet point on there that I played college and professional baseball. And yes, I generally have a ball in my hand here. So sorry, not sorry if that's weird to you. But that was the inspiration. So a lot of my analogies, a lot of my coaching philosophies integrate sports or principles from sports. Even if you're not a baseball or even a sports fan, it's okay. Don't panic. We got this. All right. But that's a little bit about me. One of my most favorite things on here that I'm really proud of is I've now written 3 books, but this was my very first one. And it was inspired by my 2 young daughters, where I started to journal, I started to email myself, just fun little stories over the last 10 years of their lives, knowing that one day I was going to write a book. And it was just taking little stories that kids can often teach us if we're willing to accept it, and turning that into business principles, life principles, and things. So there's that, and that's my book, Cannonball. Now that you are here for that, so here's what we're going to talk about and accomplish today. We're going to go through this as quickly as I can because I know we're all busy. Starting with, we're going to peel back some layers of the onion, talking about what the heck is success? What does that even mean to you? All right. And then we're going to put it to the test. Does your definition of success have to live outside of your comfort zone? How many of you have heard that quote before? Success lives outside your comfort zone. I know I've said it. I know people have said it to me. And yet, is it really true? And we're gonna dissect that a little bit, because unless our mindset is right and we're on the same page, the tactical and strategic stuff I'm going to share today may fall on deaf ears. All right. Now, from there, I will absolutely show you. This is not hype. This is not fluff. We can debate it if we need to. The simplest path to earning 6 figures in real estate. All right. And if you're already earning 6 figures in real estate, it's the simplest path or formula, if you will, to add another 25 sales to your already existing business. So tune in. That's what we're going to talk about. And of course, learn together and have some fun. Any questions, comments, snide remarks before we get rolling? All right. Save the snide remarks for later. Go ahead, Missy. Are we going to say something?
I was going to save my snide remarks till the end.
Okay. All right. All right. If today stinks, it's Tim's fault. If it's really good, it's duh, it's because of me. All right. All right, here we go. So here's what we're going to tackle first. What does it mean to build your business based on what I now refer to as your strength zone, and debunking perhaps why success lives outside your comfort zone is complete BS. All right. And again, we're just going to tackle the mindset portion first. So, if you Google it, this is just a fun way to demonstrate. There's a lot of stuff out there. Success lives outside your. I don't even know that number. That number's too big for. What is it? 300 million search results in 0.3 seconds. Cool. And yeah, some of you in a second may say, Jake, you're just playing semantics. Well, maybe, but I'm also very literal and words matter. Because see, when people say things like this, what is their intention behind saying it? Are they trying to sell you a course, a book? Are they a speaker on the stage who's trying, you know what I mean? That wants you to feel as if you are not enough. You are broken and you need fixed. So therefore, buy my $999 course. Now, I understand in the right context what people probably mean when they say success lives outside your comfort zone. But as we're going to get into in a minute, if we're not careful and our minds are not sharp and they're vulnerable in a weak moment, we could hear something like that and grossly misinterpret it. How many of you have seen this floating around on social media or websites? Have you ever seen this graphic before? It's a pretty popular one. It's like, here's your comfort zone. That's where you are. But over here in this big cloud is where the magic happens. How about this little sweetheart? Have you seen this one floating around the interwebs before? A lot of people have. If not, that's okay. Let's just look at this one together for a brief moment. First of all, whoever made this graphic was too much of a coward to put their name on it, let alone cite the Harvard statistics or wherever they generated these numbers from. What, like, who gets credit? So any one of us, especially with AI, can whip together a graphic like this and claim it to be true with no evidence or research to support it. This is basically saying 98% of the population, just I'll be over here in the corner, 98% of us are living life like everybody else. We're just surviving, we're just getting by, living a dull life, settling, living a life of regret, blah, 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 blah. And yet the 2%, as if success was only available to 2%, have a mindset of abundance, where they're living life without limits, acting in spite of fear, going for their dreams, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. You can read it for yourself. Now, I've got a choice to make, and so do you. I can see images like this. I can hear quotes like, success lives outside of your comfort zone, and accept it as truth. Or I can interrogate the reality and say, well, wait a minute. Is that really true? Is it really true for me? And then I think there's a decision, there's a choice in that because I refuse to believe, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, that God or whatever, superior power and being you believe in did not put us on this earth to just be average, to just settle, to just get by and live life like everybody else on autopilot. I just fundamentally refuse to believe that. And it almost communicates that success, whatever that means, is there's a finite amount of it. It's only available to the 2%ers out there. And I could go on and on and on, and that's just my interpretation. You would have your own interpretation. Maybe this is a positive thing for you. I don't know. All I'm making the case here is we've got to be aware of what information we're allowing into our minds and maybe have never questioned before. We just accepted it as truth. Because after all, if it's online, it's on the internet, it's got to be true, right? So this is going to serve as the catalyst for our conversation from here. We have to, first step, is question our current reality. Is statements and graphics and things like that really true? Here's my question for all of you. And if you want to unmute or put in the chat, like literally, that's fine. Please do. Or think about it. What is your definition of success? Can you define what is your definition of success? Seriously. Because I've spent a bazillion hours coaching leaders, high producers, and it's sad. It really is sad. It breaks my heart that when I ask them this, what should be kind of basic, simple question, they can't define it. They can't define it. And yet they're pretty sure they don't have it. And you want to know my warning shot over the bow? I believe a strong majority of the time, When we say, oh, look at that person is so successful. You know what I think we're really saying? That person makes a lot of money. Now, if that's your definition of success and that's it, hey, who am I to judge? What I care about is you can define it and you have clarity around it, but is it really about the money? Or is it about what the money can do for you? Because I believe money magnifies the person that you are. So I ask you again, what does success mean to you? Is any amount of money in the world, if you ask me, worth missing my daughter's soccer game or taking one of them to school in the morning? Hell no. So part of my definition of success, of course, includes flexibility, making decisions, creating as many experiences and firsts as possible with my kids and my family and those that I love.
Что такое?
So what's your definition of
Здравствуйте.
success? Hello. Okay. I want you guys thinking about that. Pop quiz. Seriously, is anybody right now able to just roll that right off the tongue? And if so, are you willing to share? What's your definition of success? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
Mine has always been, I guess what you're saying, somewhere with family is how my family perceives me, where I'm at in that time of my life,
Okay.
in a positive way. And once it's positive, I feel, that's successful for me anyway.
Love it.
And then if I can ever figure out how to explain to somebody what a banana tastes like, I'd be really successful.
He's never gonna. He's referring to something weird in a coaching call of ours. Don't just
I
ignore
mean,
Rick.
I would say for me, it's freedom.
Ah,
Freedom
Sure.
to take my whole family on vacation and just live and not worry, right?
yeah.
And everything else that comes with it is fine, but I think you're right. A lot of people base success on the guy who's posting his Lamborghini on, TikTok, and
Yeah.
they think he's successful, but maybe he's up to his neck in debt. You just don't know, right?
You don't know.
So freedom,
Freedom.
that's the goal.
Gina says the same thing in the chat. That's awesome, Gina. Missy, did you want to chime in? I saw you unmuted.
I'd say happiness, stability, and
Yeah.
comfort.
Love it. Happiness, stability, comfort. We're human beings. If anybody's familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? You can Google that. The base is survival, food, shelter, water. We all want security at the end of the day. And I would argue peace of mind. We want peace of mind. Now, financial security, health, all that adds to it. Money is important, no doubt. We're not going to get weird about money and dance around the conversation. But is that really your definition of success? And it stops there. I doubt it if you really spend time on this. And to Tim's point, guys, there was one individual, for example, I used to coach a mega agent team lead out of Arizona. This team did $150 million a year in volume. I don't remember how many units and whatever, doesn't matter, but that's a lot of business where I come from. Okay. And because I was coaching the team lead, I was able to get into the trenches and kind of vulnerable with this individual. And when it came time to looking at his P&L, what do you think I found? He was broke as a joke. For real. Was not profitable. He's getting all the awards, all the plaques. He's crossing stages at the company events. He's getting all the recognition in the world. But I knew the truth because I was looking at the books. Dude was not profitable running a $150 million a year production sale, real estate team. What's your definition of success? That's what I want you to take from this. And then, next slide, Jake, we ask it again. Is it really true? Now that I would have clarity on my definition of success, does that definition really have to live outside my comfort zone? Do I really have to wake up every day wanting to stab my eyes out with a spoon if I hate cold calling people, and yet my mentor or somebody along the way convinced me that, well, after all, success lives outside your comfort zone, Jake. You're uncomfortable right now. Keep grinding, man. Keep grinding. No thanks. There's a lot of other ways I can make an honest living for me and my family. I don't want to do that. There's got to be a better way that works for me, that's not uncomfortable. It might stretch me, but at least it's familiar, and at least it's leaning into the things that I know I'm freaking good at and actually give me energy rather than deplete me of energy. Can I get an amen? All right. So is everybody with me so far? You agree or disagree? That's okay. I just need you to keep an open mind and stick with me here. Let's keep rolling then. So, this right here, if you take nothing else away from today, this might be it. Please, please just lean in a little bit closer and hear this. This is the thanks, Rick. This is the single greatest, in my view, personal growth, development, productivity, whatever you want to call it, hack. This is a model. This is a system if you know and understand it and can utilize it in your own lives. Some of you has actually quick show of hands or comment yes in the chat if you're familiar with PITFAR, PTFAR, PITFAR, which means my programming, aka my beliefs, lead to my thoughts lead to my feelings lead to my actions, and my actions lead to my results. Has anybody here ever seen this or heard of this before? Seen this before, Missy? Okay, good. Never heard of it. That's all right. Just like to gauge you guys. Not only do we understand this as a cycle, and it is a cycle. It's proven literally scientifically time and time again. This is a real thing, not something Jake made up. That my programming, my belief system leads to my thoughts, what I think. What I think leads to how I feel about something. How I feel about something determines what I do or don't do. And what I do or don't do leads to the result I get. Does this make sense? It's pretty common sense when you think about it, actually. So let's start at the very top. Programming. Another way of saying programming is our belief system. Those deep-rooted beliefs that you have. Here's from my experience and training and all the things I've ever gotten over my life. The belief system programming is often developed by two ways. And it starts early, childhood I'm talking about, but it absolutely is shaped over and over again into adulthood. It's two things though, if you want to write this down. Number one, intensity. The intensity of an experience. Maybe it was years ago when you were 12 years old and you saw your mom and dad fighting and they ended up getting a divorce and it was just really bad, really ugly. And ever since then, the intensity of that moment, of that experience has shaped the way you view relationships, marriages. So number one is intensity. Number two is frequency. Repetition, the frequency of something somebody says, something that you experience over and over and over again, ultimately shapes my belief system. So now that I'm aware of how beliefs largely are formed, the intensity and or frequency, now I can understand how my programming is developed. My programming is my mind. Okay? All of us are on devices right now called computers, maybe a phone, and those have hard drives. They have software. This is your internal operating system. Is it possible my computer, if I don't have Norton antivirus software or whatever installed on it, I can download a virus, yeah? I got spyware, malware, all this crap popping up on my computer. Uh-oh, I need to get rid of it. The same thing is true. If we are not equipped with our minds, occasionally our minds, especially when vulnerable or at a young age, can download viruses. And that virus just festers, it spreads, and we never question it. We never get rid of it unless we're equipped with the proper antivirus software, so to speak. Nicole's given me a let's go. Okay. Yes, yes. The more we actually understand this, awareness is transformation. Awareness is power. This is real stuff and how our brains work and how beliefs are formed. Now, I'm going to give you the single greatest hack using what you see on your screen. You can thank me later. Here's how this works. The hack is we reverse engineer. If you understand this sequence, this logic, how this spirals and over and over and over again. When I reverse engineer the order, that's the trick. Let me play this out for you. This is a real example last summer with an agent that I was coaching. Here's the example. See if it resonates with you. All right, Jake, yeah, I'm asking her questions. What do you want to talk about? What can we coach around today? And she says something to the effect of, I'm not getting enough listings. I desire more listings. Therefore, I don't have the amount of closings I need to hit my goal. Now, you tell me on this spectrum, the P, the T, the F, the A, the R, because I'm trained to listen for what people say and what they don't say. What is she saying on this spectrum? I don't have enough listings, AKA, therefore I don't have enough closings. Which one? Is it the P, the T, the F, the A, the R?
I think it's the R.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So
Mhm.
I can immediately pick up on that. She's at the R. She's telling me she's lacking a result that she desires. So what do you think Captain Obvious over here is going to ask next if I reverse engineer the sequence?
What have you done about it?
What actions will make you get your
Yeah.
R?
Ah,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding. So it's like this. Hey, agent. And I always repeat back what people say. What I hear you saying is you want more listings, so therefore you can get more closings and achieve your income goals. Is that correct? Yes, Jake, that's correct. Got it. Next question. So let me ask you, agent, what are you currently doing? What are your activities, the consistent ones at least, to best position you to get more listings, thereby more closings? And what do you think she said?
Nothing.
Say again.
Nothing.
Nothing. Actually, her response was, well, if I'm being honest, I'm not lead generating as consistently as I should be. Kind of a softer answer. Okay. I'm not lead generating consistently. Huh. Okay. So I'm going to repeat back. So you want more listings so you can get more closings and make your money, but you're not doing the activity, aka lead generation, consistently. Do I have that right so far? Yes, Jake. What do you think I'm going to ask about next?
What?
What caused you to feel
Yeah,
this way?
why are you not doing that? What's
Ah,
going through your head that you're not doing that?
well, love it. Thank you. Great participation. So actually, I'm going to use the word because that's an anchor question. I'm going to ask, that's interesting. Okay. So let me ask you another question, agent. When I say the word lead generate or prospecting, how does that make you feel? Notice my anchor question, feel. And what do you think she said? She said, Jake, well, when I think of, or when I consider lead generation, it makes me feel slimy, makes me feel salesy, makes me feel unauthentic, makes me feel like I'm bothering people. Sound familiar, anyone? Come on.
What are you saying?
Yeah. So we acknowledge that, no judgment. Now I go to the T. Interesting. Okay. So you
Okay.
feel this way and this way and this way. I got another question for you then. When you close your eyes and you think about lead generation, what do you see? What do you think about? And you'll never believe it. Actually, you might. She said, Jake, I've never been asked that before, but I get when I think about lead generation, now I'm tapping into the logical part of her brain. I think about sitting in a call center or behind a cubicle all day, just making phone calls. That's what I think about. Oh, now we're getting deep. Is that really true, guys? Oh, come on. You and I both know lead gen can take on a bazillion different forms. So I need to stay in curiosity. When I asked that question, why in the hell did her mind's eye, go there? Here we are. Where did that belief even come from in the first place to generate that picture, that thought? Are you seeing this, guys? And I swear to you, what she said that day, I cannot make this up. She said, when I said, all right, well, what is the belief? Where does that even come from? Can you think of a time when that shaped that thought? And she did some thinking, she did some digging, and she said something like, well, Jake, it makes me think of a time, I swear to God, this is true, about whatever it was, 20 years ago, let's say. When I was at my mom and dad's house, I'm a teenager, right? I'm at my mom and dad's house and I was having a bad day. My boyfriend broke up with me. And the phone rang at my mom and dad's house. And I guess I've never thought about this before, but you know who it was? It was a telemarketer. I picked up the phone. This telemarketer is trying to sell me stuff. I couldn't get him off the phone. I was so pissed off already. I finally hung up on him. And guess what? They even had the gall to call me back. Y'all, what I say earlier, intensity and or frequency creates a belief for this individual when we can not just grab at the top of the weeds, but we're getting down and digging into the root and yanking the whole root system out. Now we can rewrite the programming. She can let it go. Because is that really true? Is it really true that you're bothering people? Is it really true that you have to sit in a call center all day and just cold call people like a telemarketer? I can now rewire the entire thing, which now creates new belief, a new thought pattern, a new feeling, a new set of activities that align. Therefore, I'm getting the result I desire. Something here's got to be speaking to you. Let me hear from one of you at least. What's going on in your heads right now? You picking up what I'm, no, what do we say? This is a joke between me and my kids. Are you smelling what I'm stepping in? Let's go. Somebody unmute. What's going on in your
I
minds right now?
actually I have to say that is exactly where my brain is, but
Ah,
not a broken up boyfriend and answering a telemarketer. It's a previous position I had probably 20 years ago. And that's the only way I would make money is if I picked up the phone and get
yeah.
slammed on.
Dawn, high five to you, girl. I mean, now that you can identify that, process it, deal with the junk and create a new system, like it doesn't have to be that way, does it? You can
No.
get out there and do
Mm-mm.
open houses and social media and shake hands and hold babies and do a lot of different things to find a client. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be sitting in a call center or cubicle somewhere just dialing for dollars all day. Interesting, isn't it? So I've got to move on, but any questions on this? I know there's probably, if you're going internal right now processing this, that's a good thing. But any
Does
questions?
anybody use an ISA for cold calling?
Mm, I'll let the group answer that. I know a bunch of people that do, yeah, but
I don't. I don't. I like making my own calls or having them done, in house.
We did at one time have an ISA calling not clients but agents, and you don't really get the same feel as if it's
yeah,
yourself. I think doing it yourself, you can create that relationship that they're never going to create for you. And like, how many calls a day does everybody get from a mortgage guy that wants your business, or the activation department? You just, as soon as you hear something like that, you just want to get off the phone. But if you can create that first line to create that conversation, you've opened the door.
yeah, yeah. From this, I just need you to, I mean, you can screenshot it, whatever you do. I'll give you guys the slide deck. It doesn't matter to me. But if you at least conceptually understand it, that's what I care about now, because eventually it'll go from head to heart. You'll adopt this. This will become a part of you and the way you can almost lead and coach yourself. So for today, at least if you conceptually understand it, that's a win. Okay. All right. I'm going to move on just for the sake of time. We got more to get to here. So, Jake, what do you believe in? Great question. Let me put it this way. I'll use a little self-deprecating humor. I have many talents. That's not true. I have a few talents. There's a lot of things I suck at. One of the things I suck at is I don't know how to bake. I don't know how to bake. I can grill, but I don't know how to bake. So let's say Father Jake here of two beautiful daughters. One of my daughters has a birthday coming up. And for her, let's see, she'll be 12. For her 12th birthday, let's say I wanted to bake her a cake. Insert problem. I don't know how to bake a cake. So what do? Like any father, I go to the grocery store. I look up and I find, oh, aisle 7, baking supplies. Got it. And I go to the baking aisle. You see this with me? And I'm greeted with this huge wall of brownie mixes, cake mixes. Oh, the options. It's overwhelming. And what I do is I grab this one off the shelf, I stare at the front of the box, and I say, ah, that one looks good. Let's go with that one. Okay. Now, what just happened? Seriously, what just happened was I chose that based on a picture, AKA a promised outcome, a result that if I just know how to follow directions when I flip that box over and it tells me the ingredients, the order of operations, how much of everything, what temperature to put the oven on, if I just follow a system, a sequence, that I am assured what's on the front of the box. Make sense? Now, if I jack with the recipe, it's no good. It's not going to turn out right. And what I do understand about baking, the measurements have to be pretty exact, don't they? I mean, somebody help a brother out over here. I don't get to put in what I think. I just jacked up the recipe, aka the model. So, translation. This, I believe, the strength zone concept, I designed this to counter the success lives outside your comfort zone thing. I believe this is your recipe for success, your definition of success. So how do we work? Starts in the bullseye. Your strength zone is your recipe, a combination of all these ingredients inside. What are your natural talents? What's your natural behavioral style? If you've done the DISC assessment or anything like that. All your past life experiences, the things that you're passionate about, transferable skills from other jobs, all of that, man, jumbled up into a blender is you. It's uniquely you. So step one for all of us is to identify those things. What am I unapologetically, obsessively passionate about and wickedly talented in? Lean into that. Own it. Once you've identified those things, now I believe expanding your strength zone achieves your success, never once getting outside of my comfort zone, because all of this is very comfortable to me. It's very familiar to me. So now I get to the second ring, which is doubling down, 10xing my strengths, being more intentional, even experimenting with some things. And my favorite, yes versus no. I know it's upside down. Who here remembers Sir Isaac Newton from like 6th grade or 7th grade? Sir Isaac Newton. Newton's law. Now I'm going to sound really smart. Newton's law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, yeah? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I used to give baseball lessons to kids for a living, and I would show them, I don't have much of one. Tim should be doing this. But if I want to flex my bicep muscle, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if I want to flex my bicep, what's opposite my bicep? What muscle group? Tricep, right? My tricep is opposite my bicep. What's opposite of flex? Relax, right? So Isaac Newton, pretty smart guy, turns out it's true. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Translation to this. When I say yes to something, that means I'm saying no to something else. What is it? When I say yes to something, that means I'm saying no to something else. Example, 6 o'clock tonight. You put in a full day's work. You're exhausted. You work hard for your family, man. You're finally sat down around the dinner table to a nice meal, catch up with everybody's day. How was school? How was work? How, all the things. And the inevitable happens. Your phone rings. You look down at that phone. It's Buyer Bob. And Buyer Bob, if you don't take that call right now, man, ooh, he's going to be mad. He might even go find another agent to work with if you don't drop everything you're doing and go show him that home that he's calling you about right now. Hello. You're faced with a decision, aren't you? When I say yes to Buyer Bob and I give my family the just a minute finger, I'll just a minute. I'll be right back. Only to come back and say, hey, I got to run out. I got to show Buyer Bob or else. Because you're thinking that's 15 grand commission. When I say yes to something, that means I'm saying no to something else. What is it? I'm not judging. Maybe you have an agreement with your family that's fine. But what I don't want is you said yes to Buyer Bob, which means you said no to your family and catching up about the day. and you come back home, didn't even write an offer for buyer Bob to make matters worse, and your family's asleep, and you got to warm up that dinner in the microwave and eat all alone. When you say yes to something, that means you say to no to something else. What is it? Is this hitting somebody right now? I hope so. Probably, because we all do it at some point. But the more I'm aware and the more I'm prioritizing what are my strengths, it makes saying yes to things, or better yet, saying no to things, so much easier. So much easier when you're clear on who you are and what your strengths are. Then and only then can I expand to ring three. I'm a person of influence. I'm maximizing. I'm more efficient and strategic than ever before. I build a network with other high-minded, like-minded people. Like things are jamming, baby. But it all starts with the recipe in your strength zone. Never once, I would at least argue, did I ever have to get uncomfortable the way a lot of people mean it when they say this quote. Now, I'm going to transition on you here to how to make freaking six figures. But if I just went straight into that and we didn't hit the mindset stuff, it'd be like every other training you've ever went to where you say, yeah, I get it, but I'm not going to do that. That wouldn't work for me. So we have to start with the mindset stuff. Here's your takeaway from that last section, though. Play to your strengths. Be obsessively, unapologetically passionate. Align with whatever you feel that purpose is. Whatever your definition of success is becomes purpose. Speed of implementation matters. Go. Go now. Like, don't think, don't second guess, go. And build a success calendar that reflects whatever it is you say, you claim is important to you. That's it. Everybody good so far? Now we're going to get very practical. 5 to 25 challenge. That's what I call this, and you'll see why. It's basically how 5 conversations a day, some of you are going to call me full of crap right now, could lead to 25 sales per year. Is 25 sales a year good for your market? Most markets, that's like really good. Just saying. Which is why we say it's the simplest formula, simplest path to earning 6 figures. Now, I should erase earn and say net. So I'm going to show you how it's not just earning 6 figures. Screw that, man. I got to pay taxes and expenses and all the things. I want you to net 6 figures, cash money into bank. I'm going to show you how you can do it. So, tee this up. What the heck is this 5 to 25 challenge? Well, as we've already said, simplest formula. Boom. You tell me real quick, comment in the chat, unmute yourself. Why? Why is it, according to NAR, 90+% of agents sell 24 or fewer homes per year, and 87% of agents fail in this business? Those
We
are
just said
not
it-
good odds. Go
We
ahead.
just said it earlier today. It's the 80-20 rule,
80-20 rule. It's
Yeah.
real.
which
It's
really
real.
applies to many, many things in life. And it
Mhm.
applies to real estate, absolutely.
I agree with that. I always use the example, if you go in your pantry right now, you guys eat 20% of your food, the 80% goes to waste. You look in your closet, you wear 20% of your clothes, the other 80% just hangs on a hanger. It's real.
That's it. Now I got to clean out my closet.
You got to clean it out, buddy.
Right. And I'm wearing my favorite shirt the 3rd time this week.
Yes. Hey, as long as you wash it, no shame in that. That's fine. But right, I mean, this is a hard business, but why do you think, what contributes to these really not great stats?
They're not trained properly and they don't know what to do.
Perfect. So, lack of training, don't know what to do, lack of guidance and stuff. I would add lack of realistic expectations, right? They just think it's HGTV. No. Why else? Just a couple more. We could do this all day, but just a couple more. What do you think?
They're not motivated. They don't want to, they don't have the desire to.
Could be.
They're self-defeating.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think they're going to get their license and everybody's just going to come to them.
I
Like
made a
magic.
couple Facebook posts. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't realize, you have to have communication everywhere you go. You have to speak to people. You have to put it out into the world and you have to treat it like you're running your own business. Not like, oh, well, I went to this brokerage. I think I'm going to get leads. No, You know, that can come too, but you have to think like you're building your own business. And what are the steps to build your own business?
Well said. Well said.
Well, even in real estate, we may be in real estate, but we're not in the real estate business. We're in the lead generating business.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Yes, sir. So here's the point. We and again we there's a laundry list. There's no wrong answers. We all can acknowledge the why. And because we can acknowledge it and come up with a laundry list of reasons, now I can't claim that I don't know what to do. I can't claim, that becomes a conscious choice at that point because we all know why people fail at this, and yet am I doing the things that would prevent myself from failure? Right? Does that make sense? I have found, if this helps you simplify it down, you perform a gap analysis on somebody's business, it generally falls in one of these three buckets. It's a mindset issue, it's a skill set issue, or it's an activities issue. Today, with this portion of the training, I'm going to focus on the activities thing. We just talked about the mindset portion of things. Okay. Did you get a real estate agent job description when you think back to the days? For some of you, it was last week. For some of you, it was 17 years ago. But when they said you passed, congratulations, you got your real estate license. Woo! Did you get a job description? Because I didn't get one. And a lot of you have stories that, yeah, my boss or my mentor just handed me a phone book and said, good luck, kid, go get them. Okay. I didn't get one. Just like parenting, I didn't get a set of instructions on how to raise my kids. It required me to be resourceful, and I just had to figure it out. This real estate thing, if I can make your life easier, here's the job description. And you don't have to agree. I'm just going to give it to you though. Every day, every day that I go to work, I have to lead generate. Every day, number 2, lead follow up. Every day, number 3, go on appointments. Number 4, negotiate contracts. And number 5, your favorite, script and role play. It's like Allen Iverson. Me, I can practice. We talk about practice. Yeah, we got to practice. That's the skill set portion. So again, lead gen, lead follow up, go on appointments, negotiate contracts, script and role play. There's your real estate agent job description. You guys told me you believe in the 80-20 rule. That's the 20. It didn't say, well, I need my business cards first before I can go talk to somebody. It didn't say spending 2 hours on Canva creating the open house flyer. So if that is my job description, like my former career, what happens if I choose not to go into work today? Or I just don't feel like performing certain aspects of my job? How long would I have a job? How
You'd
long?
be fired in like 2 days.
You'd be fired, baby, in 2 days. And yet some of us are questioning, well, why did my neighbor use another agent and didn't hire me to list it? Would you hire you? If this is your job description, are you performing the functions of the job every day? Did you go to work? I don't get to pick and choose. This is a model, not a menu. So there you go. I think that's the real estate agent's job description. Now, I know there's 101 other things to do out there, but if we distill it down, those are the things that are the highest income generating things that I've got to prioritize. So a closer look at this whole concept. There's a book called The Slightest of Edge. And it says simple disciplines repeated over time compound into massive results. Conversely, simple errors in judgment repeated over time compound into failure, disappointment. It's the slightest of edge, guys. Again, baseball, like it, love it, hate it, doesn't matter. But the difference of me hitting a home run or just a weak ground ball is like a centimeter or two. Happens by the slightest of edge. If I'm running down the first base line at the Philadelphia Phillies game, I'm either safe or I'm out by a fraction of a step a lot of times. Your success, however defined by you, happens by the slightest of edge. It happens in the moment of decision. I don't have this whole thing called life and business figured out. Okay. I don't. Never once would I claim that. But what I have somewhat figured out is if I win the decision in the moment, do I take the bite of cake or not? If I'm on a health and fitness journey, do I take the steps instead of the elevator or not? It's that moment of decision. Nobody's looking. That's where it's at. Because if I win the decision in the moment, guess what? I win the day. If I win the day, I win the week. If I win the week, I win the month. If I win the month, I win the quarter. If I win the quarter, I win the year. Success, whatever it is you desire, often happens in the moment of decision. Win that, and then do it again, and then do it again. We grew up hearing things from grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, mom, dads. Son, don't sweat the small stuff. And I understand. I'm picking on some things now. I understand why they say those things, but in business, oftentimes, like today's context, I have to sweat the small stuff. The devil, so to speak, is in the details. The little things matter. I can't just brush them aside. Well, my goal is to talk to 5 people a day. I talk to 4. It's been a tough day. I'm tired. Nobody's ever going to know. Who cares if I don't make that one extra call? You do that, 250 working days out of the year, that's 250 missed conversations. See the compound effect? Great book, by the way, by Darren Hardy, Compound Effect. That's what we're talking about here. Let me give you a different illustration. Do you remember the game growing up? Some of you do. If I said, hey, just humor me, would you rather have $1 million cash money? I have it right here in a briefcase, $1 million guaranteed. Here you go. Or would you rather have a penny, but that penny doubles every day for 30 consecutive days? Anybody ever play this silly little game? What is the oh no, okay. What is the temptation for most people? Like, even if you think the gig is up, most people would say what? Give me the millie. Cash money. Right? Go ahead,
Show
Rick.
me the money.
Yeah, give me the
Money.
mill. It's guaranteed. And we've got to recognize, everybody, if you haven't figured this out by now, real estate is not one of those businesses that it's work and 2 weeks later I get paid. Work, 2 weeks later I get paid. That's how a lot of us are programmed and conditioned. It's work, 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 90 days, work, 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 and then finally I get paid. But it does get easier and it does compound, because then it's work, get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid. I had 4 closings this month. Sweet. But it's not normal. It's not a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 kind of situation, is it? So with this, obviously the choice is a penny. Why would I say that? Insert next slide. Boom. It's just math, you guys. This is not emotional. It does not lie. It does not show favoritism. It does not care about what political party you stand for. It does not give 2 shits what president is in the White House. It doesn't care what the stock market is doing today. Numbers are numbers. Fight me. Okay? So, translation, a penny a day. Yay. By day 2, I got 2 cents. By day 5, I got 16 cents. I'm working. I'm talking to people. Nothing's happening yet. I'm starting to second guess myself. Is anything ever going to happen? The person I sat next to in pre-licensing school already got an appointment. What's wrong with me? Sound familiar? It's not till day 15 do I get 3 figs. Woohoo! Day 21, I mean, all right, that's 5 figs, 5 figures, not bad. But my goodness, look at this, you guys. Double, 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 double. 5 point, let's call it $4 million. If I was just able to be patient, let the compound effect do its work, and apply time on task over time. Go ahead, Rick.
Someone here in the office just said, 'cause we're doing it all live here too in the office. Someone just said that's exactly how they felt the first few months, and
More than
the first, what, 6 months, you said?
fucking 2 years.
Hey,
2 years. First 2 years.
this ain't my first rodeo, man. I know that's how most of you have felt or are feeling. That's why I'm speaking truth to you today. Here's the translate. Instead of a penny, this is first day on the job. Got my real estate license in hand. I'm excited. Uh-oh. Work, work, work. Honeymoon phase is starting to fade away already by the first week. Haven't gotten an appointment yet. Nothing but no's. I still go. I still go. But if I break the cycle, how many of you are familiar with 75 hard? Now, I've never done it. I'm going to be honest with you. Are you familiar with this workout routine, 75 hard? Yeah, it's intense. It's crazy. What happens if on day 22 of 75 hard, I don't feel like going and working out and eating what I'm supposed to eat today? What happens, Rick? Do you know the rule?
Oh, you got to start all over again.
Yeah. You mean to tell me I break one chain in the link, and I got to start back at ground zero. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep. You broke the momentum. You broke the stride. Congratulations. You got to start all over again. This is what most real estate agents do, you guys. That's the illustration I want to show you today. It's not about the money doubling. It's about your efforts compounding. Get it? Work, do the thing. Faith over fear. I'm just going to show up for myself. I'm going to show up for my family. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to do what Rick and Tim told me I'm supposed to do because they helped me find my strengths. And I'm just going to apply myself to that over and over and over relentlessly until results show up. Easier said than done. I understand. But maybe this image speaks to you. So here, what's the point, Jake? Where are you going with this, buddy? Success can be boring. Often is repetitious. You got to build the muscle memory. You just got to keep going to the gym, and eventually you're going to like what shows up in the mirror. It can be unsexy at times. Nobody's going to compliment you and say, hey, way to go. It's the quiet work that you'll never get credit for. Your friends, your family say, oh, you make it look so easy. You just like, boy, I want it. You don't even know what I have had to sacrifice. You have no idea, and that's okay. But don't take my effort away from me saying, "Oh, you just make it look easy. Things come easy to you." No. So the question becomes: are you willing to associate the boredom, or to accept the boredom that's associated with mastery? Mastery happens through repetition. Another little cutesy child example here. Fill in the blank for me. An apple a day keeps the
Doctor away.
doctor away. We all know it. Just like we know money is the root of all.
Evil.
Money doesn't grow on
Happiness.
trees. Yep. We know these things. Talk about programming. Talk about belief system. How is it we can all fill in that blank? Because we've all been fed the lies over the years. Just like, well, it's not a lie. This is truth. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Turns out Doc was pretty smart. What didn't he say? He didn't say 7 apples on a Sunday keeps the doctor away. Well, Jake, what does it matter? Whether it's an apple a day or 7 apples on a Sunday, I still got the total amount in. But you're missing the entire point. He did not say, he or she, 7 apples on a Sunday will keep the doctor away. Nope. An apple.
That'll make you sick.
It'll make you sick, probably. An apple a day lesson, consistency, compound, right? Stick with it long enough over time. Guess what, real estate crusaders? The person with the most consistent conversations will win. You ready to do some math? I know we're pushing time here. Just stick with me. We might go 5 minutes over. All right. You ready to become a mathlete? What is this? Legally Blonde, I think, is that movie. I don't even know why I know that. Shut up, Tim. All right, guys. First of all, what I'm getting ready to show you, disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. It's a freaking example. I know real estate commissions are negotiable and all the legalese. Okay, just can we agree that this is an example? I've got a document. I'm going to send it to Tim and Rick. You guys can get with them. And what I'm about to show you, you can do for your own personal business. So just humor me and understand this is an example. Okay, here's what I need you to see. 1, you laugh, but are you doing it? 1 conversation per day consistently for 5 days a week for 50 weeks out of the year. First off, oops, I got to let somebody back in. Hold on. There we go. First off, 5 days a week times 50 weeks out of the year means I will have worked 250 days out of 365, right? Right. And because of that, and I'm talking to 1 person a day consistently, that would be 250 real estate conversations. Pretty simple. Now, if you are not tracking this, you need to start. If you're not, take mine for now. I'm not kidding, track this religiously for 10 years now. No joke. For a newer, lesser experienced agent, okay, so a lower skill set or experience level, it's 2%. It is scary accurate, you guys. In other words, for every 50 conversations, it will eventually yield you 1 new piece of business. Now, it may not be immediate, but for every 50 conversations, you'll get one piece of business. Take it to the bank, prove me wrong. So we're going to take 250 times 2% equals, I can project 5 deals a year. 5. Now, if I've got an average sales price of 325 at 2.5%, blah, 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 all this stuff would differ for all of you based on your brokerage and all of that, okay? But the baseline is, in this example, that's an average of 8125 GCI times 5 deals. That's 40,625. After I deduct all that crap, I'm going to net around 13 grand, give or take. All right. I'm not judging. If this is you, cool. Go talk to a person today, close your 5 deals, moving on. But this isn't the 1 to 5 challenge. This is the 5 to 25 challenge. So let's keep going. The only thing changed was the input. I went from 1 to 3. Is there anything unreasonable about you talking to 3 people a day about real estate? No. I don't care if you're part-time or the busiest agent in the world, you can do that. Now, 5 days a week, 50 weeks out of the year, bing, bang, boom. That's 750 conversations throughout the course of the year. Patience. 2% conversion rate. I mean, all right, that's 15 deals. Not bad. Where I come from. There you go. Careful what you say. Words matter. You earned 6 figures. Like many of you say, oh, I want to earn 6 figures in real estate. Well, there you did. Doesn't mean you netted it, because in the net scenario, depending on how this shakes out for you, in my case, it's about 53 grand net. That's a good life for a lot of people. Very respectful. But we didn't say it's the 3 to 15 challenge, did we? But wait, there's more. Right there. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 conversations a day. You're just living life. You're at the soccer field. You're at the baseball practice. Dude, this doesn't have to be weird. You held an open house and 5 people came through. Cool. There's your 5. Organic is best. Talk to your friends, database. It's 2026, by the way. I'm not suggesting this is just my preference. I'm not saying you have to make 5 phone calls. I hate the phone. Okay. But it has to be, what's a contact? A two-way dialogue where something about real estate comes up. That's my definition. If it's text, it's DM, belly to belly, I don't care, Tim.
I can tell you, I've gotten some of my best clients from car washes, restaurants,
Yes.
whether it was construction or real estate. I have a construction client that I've been working with for 12 years that gives me 200 to 300 grand a year in business just from a conversation that I overheard
That's
in a
right.
pizza shop. So to me, the in-person conversations are even better than phone
Yes.
conversations. You're face to face.
That's right. I just don't want somebody mishearing if I've accidentally said it. I'm talking about 5 human-to-human two-way conversations with whatever medium, but it's got to matter. Like, use your discernment. Okay. So look at this. That's 1,250 conversations a year. If I'm willing to be a patient, not a spoiled little brat, at a 2% conversion rate, broskies. That's 25 sales. I don't know. Did your last employer pay you a net 6 figures to talk to 5 people a day? Let's get some perspective here. I'm not asking you to go out and dig ditches, for crying out loud. P.S. Lead generation, it's going out and making friends, talking to people. If lead generation is problematic for you and you still got the funky stuff assigned to that, the meaning of that, replace the word lead with need. Go out and need generate. N-E-E-D, need. Go find people's needs. What are their interests? What can you help them with? And play connector. And I promise you, the law of reciprocity will do its thing. Just go talk to people, for God's sakes. Stop making this weird. Okay. Now, last slide. Check this out. I am not, right, wrong, or indifferent. I am not a coach, a trainer, whatever, talking head who believes necessarily that the answer is always double it. Well, I just need to talk to more people. Take your goal, take your activities, and double it. It's a numbers game after all. Watch what I'm about to do here. See this? I'm not changing the input anymore. But it will change the output. Watch. Boom. Boom. 5 a day still for, in my example, 5 days a week, 50 weeks out of the year. But I changed my skill set. I got better. When you and I first start out on something, we usually suck. And then we start to get a little less stinky and actually eventually might get good as long as I stick with it. Just like a child who learns to crawl and then walk and all that. Is it reasonable to believe the longer I do something, I get better at it? Yeah. Is it also reasonable the longer I do something and stick with it, like real estate, eventually repeat and or referral business begins to come my way? Therefore, my conversion rates tick up. So all I did here was go from a 2%, 2 out of 100 people I talk to 5. 5 out of 100 people I talk to either have a need or know of somebody that has a need that they can connect me with. Let's go. 63 homes, half a milli, net and a quarter milli. I don't know, dude. Like, you got different problems now in a good way. More money, more problems. And by the way, if you're paying that much in taxes, you need to fire your accountant and go fire somebody new. But that's a whole different topic for a different day. The point is, I didn't have to change the input. I just got better. What did we say earlier was the 5th thing of a real estate agent's job description? Oh, that's right. Script and role play. Practice. Get better. Work my skill set. Okay. And yet so many want to fight me and not do that. And they expect to go practice on real clients when it's game time. So in closing, because I've got another thing in 10 minutes and you guys, I've kept you 4 minutes over. That's my bad. Quickly here. Get real. Ask yourself this question. What is or what would prevent you from having 5 conversations a day? And don't give me the superficial answer. Well, myself, time blocking. No, get underneath that. What's the real answer? Are you willing to be held accountable? What if you treated this time, the time it takes to talk to 5 people throughout a day, whether it's in one sitting or just intentional within the day, what if you treat it like a $1 million listing appointment? What do I mean? Would you cancel a $1 million listing appointment if you had one this afternoon? No. Would you show up in flip-flops and a t-shirt? Doubt it. Like, take yourself seriously. Why are we canceling this time with ourselves to talk to 5 people when we wouldn't cancel it for $1 million listing appointment? You just need to put more emphasis on the value of that time. Because I know you wouldn't cancel this, but you cancel the very thing that helps you get to this. Last thing on here, decide. Make a decision. I need you to make a decision. Like snap of a finger. Some of you today can make a freaking decision. We're adults. Decide. What is the meaning of side? Insecticide, pesticide, any word with side in it means literally to kill off. To kill off. Side, C-I-D. So when I make a decision, aka I decide, in today's context, I'm killing off fear, doubt, complacency, mediocrity, excuses, because damn it, once and for all, I'm digging in. I deserve it. My family deserves it. Make a decision. It literally is, could be that simple. Not some wishy-washy, I'm kind of interested. No. Make a decision. Go talk to 5 people today and then do it again tomorrow, would you? And show up on Monday, if not over the weekend. Rinse and repeat. Come back to me in a year and say, Jake, you're a damn liar. Or you're a simple genius. But the only way, Scout's honor, that you can do that is to apply what I just gave you. Do it for yourself. I'm going to send Tim and Rick the thing so you can do that. Here's where I'm going to leave it. Connect with them. I don't know. I think we got a different group. Some of you are with Rock House. Some of you are not. It doesn't matter, guys. They want to help you. This isn't some weird ploy to do anything other than help you. If you're happy where you're at, cool. You're still going to probably do some sales with agents at Rock House. Let them help you. It speaks to their leadership and character. But meet with them, not for that, for yourself, because they possess the tools that I'm giving them, but I don't want them floating around willy-nilly out there. Define success and what your strengths are. That's a homework assignment. And then we gave you a little bonus materials. Tim and Rick have a couple links for you if you guys link up with them. One is our agent talk card game. It's really cool. We built it with AI. So it's like these digital flashcards with different scenarios and different things that happen in business that you can role play and script practice around. It's yours. Take it. And then the final thing is, if you need help, we built a contact generator. We have 500 different lead generation ideas and tactics, and you put your name in this contact generator that we built, and it randomizes it. It just assigns you 25 of those 500 activities to do for the week. So there's no excuses. Well, I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to do. We got you. And again, Tim and Rick have access to that. Be glad to give you it as well. So I know that's a lot. Look how far we came in an hour and 8 minutes. We covered some ground, man. Success, what does it mean? Protect our minds, PTFAR. You know what that is now. Find your strength zone. Don't get brainwashed thinking it's got to be uncomfortable. And then
Thank
go,
you.
yeah, thank you. Go through the 5 to 25 exercise with them. They'll be following up with you, if nothing else, to see if you want to meet. And I'm here as well. And I just thank you guys for your time today. And sorry to keep you a little bit over. Tim, Rick, anything you want to say to close it out?
Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody being on here, and this is just one of many. And
Yep.
we'll see you in the future.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Go
guys.
talk to 5
Thank you.
people.
Let's do it. Talk it.
Get your jersey dirty. All right.